Welcome to the United States of Tiffany. Our commentary offers a humorous take on wrestling. Please note, we're not bullying or attacking the wrestlers. We're engaging with the choreographed sport and its storylines. Our jokes and observations are about the characters and storylines, not the real people behind them. Tourists and citizens alike, welcome. Enjoy the show, and remember, it's all in good fun.
All right. Hopefully, y'all can hear me. But let's get into Smackdown, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. I hope you guys enjoyed Smackdown. It is a pretty good show from what we was able to see. Only thing I didn't like was that Stephanie and Alba's match got cut short just slightly, but we'll get into that in just a second. Let me talk to my peeps. Hello, how are you guys doing? Kayla, Nika, Donnie's here. Of course, my moderators are here. Hello. How are you guys doing? Let's get into it. So let's start off with the beginning of the show. Okay. SmackDown opened up with a car crash. It seems that everybody was up to nefarious means and somebody was getting ready to go to jail. Now, according to MFT, it had to be Jacob who attacked them. Now, if you don't know the history, then let me kind of give you a little bit. See, a few weeks back, Jacob did attack the whole squad. This is when Solo originally stole the United States Championship. But Jacob didn't use his car to attack them. Oh, no, no, no. Jacob went up to the car as they were getting out and attacked each individual person, which allowed him to go after Solo. And this is where they were able to thwart him from taking everybody else in the camp out. So 1 + 1 have to equal 2, right? So Solo, in his nefarious mind, little baby Victor Sweet, thinks, well, he already attacked us once. So if we stage this attack, you got it. Everybody will believe that he's the one who did it, seeing as how he's unhinged, he's off the cuff all the time, and of course, he is a former incarcerated individual. Okay, so all they had to do was play on that, and of course, it worked. Now, the police, we're kayfabe, remember, so let's not go into the logistics. We're just going by the story. All right, the police showed up, and their conversation was, he's a person of interest. We have to detain him, right? And detaining is like a really nice way of saying, we gonna put you in handcuffs and question you while you in handcuffs to control the situation. And if your story don't line up, we gonna put your black ass in jail. That's a nice way of saying that, okay? But they did detain Jacob and took him out of the arena, and he was off for the races. Now, of course, Solo thought he was fresh and free. Okay, Solo got out there later on in the night, got to popping off at the mouth, talking about Jacob's unhinged. He can't never do nothing without somebody thinking for him. He crazy, all kind of shit. And then he put the nail in the coffin by saying that the man is a common criminal, and once a criminal, always a criminal. Just a keying with his little homies in the ring and everything. No neck Mateo, Tongaloa, and that big bitch Tala. Okay, everybody. Now, all of a sudden, during his grand speech, this is when Solo is out there talking, and this is when Jacob returns. And Jimmy's back there telling them to let his homeboy out because ain't nothing wrong with it. And y'all knew he wasn't guilty to begin with. They let him out. Jimmy helped him out the car and was like, the man said, listen, Jacob, we had to have an investigation. We have come to view the footage, and we've come to find out that you were not the one who attacked or did anything. You are scot free. So of course, Jacob is gone. You know, Jacob was like, okay, I'm scot free, cool. Now, the cop said, I know you scot free, so baby, go handle your business. And he was like, fuck ass cops, got his ass out there and just started commencing to beating ass. This was after they had Jimmy come out there. It was a lot going on, child. Jimmy come out there and it only took Jimmy and Jacob to take down the whole crew. Now, Tyler, aka Hikaleo, was a little bit harder of a pill to swallow. He was not easy to bring down. Okay, usually it's one little swoop from Jacob and the gang is up, honey. Okay, but baby, that's not how that went down. But they was able to get, Tyler down and got him out the way. But they took down everybody else. Tongalo, the only one who didn't really get out the blocks. Now they almost was able to get rid of Solo, but of course, No Nick Mateo came in the ring and thwarted that. Now, after everything imploded and all the homeboys was getting beat up, Solo and Tyler were on the outside. Tyler was protecting him. And of course, Nick is not there today. It is just Adam manning the show because it's next week off. So Adam is out there. Adam come out there like, you want to put people in jail? You want to make false reports? He was like, okay, cool. Let me make this very clear. He was like, we ain't tolerating that shit. You are going to defend that championship at SummerSlam against Jacob Fatu in a steel cage match. And I was like, yes. Yes. Now, we all know that this could end very, very badly for Jacob Fatu. This could end very badly for Jacob Fatu for sure. Okay. But it could also end very well for him. Okay. He is locked inside of a cage with somebody he's been wanting to get his hands on for quite some time. Okay. Now, this also lends a lot of credence to his crew, MFT, popping up. But if they do it my way, Tama Tonga should return and come back and wreak havoc and be tearing folks up. At least that's just how I think it should happen. But who am I? Just a lonely servant here. Now, that's what happened earlier in the day. And of course, in the middle of the show, that's what had happened. So we're going to move on to the match card for SmackDown. First thing out the gate was this match. It was Charlotte and Raquel. Now, if y'all been on my shorts today, then you heard me tell y'all that after their match or after their matchup at Evolution, Raquel and Roxanne are definitely going to be defending those titles. And more than likely, with this match being booked, it's going to be up against Charlotte and Bliss. And I was right. Bliss and Charlotte have gained the right to challenge Roxanne and Raquel for those tag team titles. And in this match, Roxanne was interfering a lot, but Charlotte and Raquel was going back and forth. And Raquel was very dominant in the match, but in my opinion, the match could have been a little bit cleaner. Just a little bit. It wasn't a bad match, it just could have been a little bit cleaner. However, I like the match and they set up a nice win for Charlotte. And of course, Bliss had her back in this match and they had a little cute moment before the show. The t-shirts are really working. The whole thing between them, their whole dynamic gives what the bar was when they first got together. Do y'all remember the bar? Okay, stay with me and I'm going to bless you. Okay. Now, Sheamus and Cesaro were individuals. They had that best of seven series when Mick Foley was general manager. You remember that? Well, they suggested that they be a tag team after that. And those two men did not like each other and they did everything in their power to one up each other and make fun of each other until they became the best of friends doing this match. Okay, so now fast forward to 2025 and we have this setup between Bliss and Charlotte. And every week it seems that their bond gets a little tighter and a little cuter. Okay. You get what I'm saying? You get it? You get it? Great. I'm so glad we're on the same page. Is it me or is the fact that Tongaloa, JD McDonough, and Carlito, when he was still in the E, has something in common, which is they're always getting their asses whooped. Well, at least JD McDonough has offense. I hate to say this about Tongaloa because I really like him. Tongaloa rarely is the guy who's gonna give you a lot. He usually is the residual one off, the runoff guy. It always happens that way for Tongaloa. I don't mean no harm by it. It's just that's the way it's set up for his dynamic. Not Cesaro, Cesaro. All right. So that's what it gives, but in the women's division. And Charlotte is slowly but surely coming into being a tag team, but also still benefiting as an individual. Okay. So we love that for Charlotte because I have been saying it for months, years, and I'll keep saying it. Charlotte deserves to be treated better. And I'm glad that people are finally coming around to do it. Okay. Now let's move on to the next match of the night. Okay, there was a match that happened on this show, but it was not. I don't know what's going on with my microphone, but it's incredibly low. Hold tight, y'all. Give me 1 second. Let me adjust my audio. All right. Okay. It seems to be okay. It seems to be a little bit better. All right. So, what's his name? Carmelo went up against Damian Priest today. And that was because while Damian was looking for Aleister Black due to his actions from last week, Priest ran into Carmelo. And Carmelo is an instigator. He likes to poke the bear. He likes to start a lot of shit and then he gets a match out of it. He's always been that way and he's continued to be that way. Now, this led to their matchup tonight. They had the match. The match was good, but it ended up ending in a disqualification because Alistair popped up and he cost Damian Priest the match. And not only that, but he black masked him in the middle of the ring. And he would have done the same to Carmelo if Carmelo had stayed in the ring. Now, he said something to Damian while Damian was laying on that mat, but I couldn't really make out what he said by his lips or anything. I couldn't make out what he said, but he said something to him. Now, when he first got on the apron, what he said was, "I know you've been looking for me." And then he pushed him, which allowed him to fall. Here's my thing with this match. It wasn't a bad match, but given the fact that you only had 2 hours and you should have given the showcase to Stephanie and Ann and Alba, even if it was going to end in like a wonky way, you shortened their match to give Damian and Carmelo a longer match. And I just don't, how can I explain it? I really wanted them to cut, and I hate to say it, but they could have cut the men's match a little bit more than they cut the women's match. It was a good matchup between Priest and Carmelo, but it's a one-off match. It had no substance to it other than what was started that night. Whereas Stephanie's stuff had been set up already, and we already kind of saw it coming. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm just being a little, a little picky. I'm a nitpicky because of evolution. I know. So they had their match. Stephanie and Alba had their match. Stephanie ended up picking up the win. She ended up getting attacked by Piper after the match was over, but she was able to get up and hold her own towards the end. So kudos to Stephanie for still pulling out the W over Alba. Alba has never been an easy win, but to hold her own against Piper, who almost broke her whole butt in that match, like it they put up a good fight. I will say that they had a decent match for the short amount of time that they were given. That time that was cut was also allotted to this fatal four way for the men. If you ask me, they should have kicked off the show with this match rather than waiting closer to the end where John Cena and Cody Rhodes were. Okay? Because to be fair, you could have cut their segment down by a few minutes. Like Cody didn't have to, cut a promo, if I'm being honest. He could have came out there and signed the contract and told Adam, call out John, let's get this contract signed. You know what I'm saying? Because it just seems like they're doing too much. But whatevs. So this match was really cool. I actually like this match a lot. Now, DIY decided to give the Street Profits a lot of flack for losing the tag team championships to the Wyatt Six. Okay. And I mean, they was on their asses. But, but they didn't get too far because when they got their asses out there in a match that was clearly, they was capable of being on their side and they had multiple opportunities to win, they lost. They ended up losing to the newest tag team in this match, which is Rey Fenix and Andrade. And instead of them booking the match for SummerSlam, the tag team title championship match is booked for next week, which I was very confused at. I was like, wait a minute, I thought they were going next week. Like, I thought they were going for SummerSlam. Like, what's going on, you know? But they decided to book this match for next week. I don't know exactly what's happening, but it is what it is. And Candace almost got her ass snatched up. If it had been me, Montez would have been able to stop me from doing what I wanted to do. I'd have snatched that heifer by the back of her head and snatched her ball so damn fast. Don't you ever talk to me out the side of your neck like that. Talking about you guys could stand to learn something. The only thing I'm gonna learn is the outline of your bald headed ass head. That's it. That's all. You understand? Anyways, child. We moving and shaking today because it wasn't a lot going on, but it was enough. Okay. Now John Cena came out there after Cody cut the promo and he had already signed the contract. John Cena basically was trying to weasel out of having this title match. He was talking about emotional distress. He was talking about being, tired, stretched too thin, yada yada yada. He was like, "We'll push it. We'll push it back to, Clash in Paris. We'll go to Survivor Series. We'll do Perth. We'll do whatever you want to do, but I'm not going to be able to make it to SummerSlam. Sorry." And he was like, "Thank you, Cody. Thank you, Adam. I'm trying to be the good guy here, people. I really am. So you guys have a great night. Love yas." And then he tried to walk away, and Cody wasn't trying to have that shit. So Cody took his coat off, and they commenced to fighting. Okay. Now John got the drop on him once they got inside the ring, but Cody was able to duck with that damn with that title, and basically he took John Cena out with his own title, beat his ass, laid him out on that damn table, and then jumped on him from the turnbuckle and then made him sign the shit. And the end part was the killer because he told everybody John Cena needed to read the fine print. The fine print of the contract says it's not just a title shot, it is a street fight. Baby floored, mouth dropped to the ground. I'm like, a street fight? Are you trying to make it so that he wins? Like, what is going on? There are a lot of stipulations being thrown around for matches, and I am trying to understand what the hell is going on here. Okay, now Jacob Fatu and his match, steel cage, understandable. Okay, this match being in a street fight, it lends a lot of credence to interference, is all I'm trying to tell you. Okay. Just a lot of credence to interference. But child, that was SmackDown. Okay. Now we had a vignette from the YS6. They basically is like, we finna purge this tag team division, because it's a lot of false prophets walking around here. And I said, okay, girl. I mean, they was like the Street Profits, they was forced together by greed for this goal. And I'm like, well, can't I say the same thing about you? Because I mean, you were the ones who were coming out talking about everybody forgot about y'all. You were the ones who said that y'all were the ones that deserved to be champions because it was y'all destiny to have it. So who exactly is forged by greed and the need to have gold? It wasn't the Street Profits; they were already champions. I don't know. It sounds like a bunch of bullshit to me, baby. Anyway, anywhoosies, y'all. That's it. That's all. We ain't gonna keep you too long. I ain't gonna hold you too much up and through her. I'm gonna make sure you get the tea, and I'm gonna be gone. Okay, I'm gonna get my ass up out of her. I'm not gonna be on these lives for 3 hours no more because I be tired. But SmackDown was simple and straight to the point this week, so we didn't have a lot going on. But they have already added more matches to this SummerSlam card, and baby, we are just getting started. Now, today is Friday and Sunday is Slammiversary. Now you probably asking, what does Slammiversary have to do with WWE? Well, Slammiversary got a lot to do with WWE, especially on the women's side. Okay, now if JC Jane, I don't know why I can't never get this damn card right. I knew I deleted this. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me get the right one. Because they have already decided or determined who was going to win in this match. Okay. If JC Jane beats Masha Slamovich for her TNA championship, she will not only be the NXT Women's Champion, but she will also be the TNA Knockouts Champion. She will be dominant over two divisions in two separate promotions. It will be unprecedented. It's going to be a first time for everything. Okay. Love that for Masha. If it's given to Masha, please give it to fucking Masha. But for those of you who have not been paying attention to TNA and Summerversary, you are really missing out on really good stuff. Okay. Because let me tell you, TNA is a fun time when you lock in and really understand what is happening. Okay. Now, the triple threat match for the TNA championship, I am hoping that either Mike Santana or Joe Hendry become champs. Trick Williams, I need you to go back home to where you belong and find your place, whether that's on the main roster or back at NXT. That is your business. But in TNA, you need to go about your business, babe. Okay. Now, this match, I am dying for Leon Slater to become the TNA X Division champion. I need it. That's going to reset that division. It's going to make it fun again to watch. Leon Slater is a high flyer combo style wrestler, so he's going to give you all that he can. Moose is a more traditional power ground and pound style wrestler, which he sucks. I hate Moose, but he's not going to give you anything with that X Division title. In fact, he's been stifling the division because he has it. Leon Slater, if he gets the title, he'll reinvigorate it and make people more interested in this belt. So give it to Slater. My money is on Slater. Now there's a fatal four-way for the TNA World Tag Team Championships. The belts are on the line. The current champions are the Nemesis, the Rascals, former champions, as of course are the Hardys, and the newcomers, the never before having the titles, First Class, are all challenging for these belts. Now, I'm gonna say something controversial, but I think First Class might be the one to get these titles. There's no shade to the Rascals. Love the Rascals. Would love for them to have them, but I just don't think that they will. Okay, so I think the First Class is gonna get the W on that one. Now, for the tag team titles on the women's side, the knockouts titles, you have the Elegance brand versus the Inspiration. The Inspiration is formerly known as the Iconics, and they will be facing off against Elegance brand for these titles. I'm going to put my money on the Inspiration. The Elegance brand could retain, but I don't know. I don't think that they will. Crimson Chin is going up against Andy Hartwell, and to be honest with you, I can give less than a fuck. I hope the bitch loses. We're moving on. This match right here got born out of necessity, it seems like. I guess they wanted the system on the card, so they had Dark State attack the system. Dark State attacked the system a few weeks back, around the time that Matt Cardona was in the ring wrestling with Eddie Edwards. So to even the odds, they seem to attack not only Matt Cardona, but also the system. This led to the system showing up on NXT this past Tuesday and attacking the system. Attacking Dark State. So the system and Matt Cardona are going to face off against Dark State at Slammiversary, and my money is gonna be on the system and Matt Cardona. I don't want Dark State to get any traction on any other promotion. And I know y'all probably gonna be looking at me like I'm crazy, but I need them to fail and bring their asses back to NXT and reset. I really, really do. Um, Last but not least, like I mentioned before, um, you're gonna have the girls fighting, and this is title versus title. And then the final match on this card that I can see is Mustafa Ali versus Cedric Alexander. These two have been fighting for years and they create amazing matches when they get in the ring with each other. And I expect nothing less when they get in the ring with each other this time. However, there is some caveat to this. There is a weird dynamic between Order 4, Cedric Alexander, and Mustafa Ali. I don't know exactly what's going on because I haven't had the chance to watch it all the way through, but I will tell you this. I hope that this match lives up to the hype and goes far beyond what everybody thinks it will. I hope it gives you guys the love of wrestling because these two always battle it out and take it to the 85th power when they do. So, y'all, I will see you guys Monday. We will talk about this. I'm not going to go live after Slammiversary only because I'm not going to be able to watch Slammiversary. So I'm not going to go live, but I will post the results on my shorts. So look out for the results on my shorts. Thank you guys so much for listening to me rant and rave today. I will see you guys next time when we go live after Monday Night Raw. Okay? The match card for SummerSlam is shaping up, guys and gals. It's going to be a good time, it looks like. They got a lot of matches and a lot of things going. So hopefully the show will be worthwhile. All right. I'll see you guys on Monday when we see what other matches will be added to the card. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Sign up to be a member. You guys get early access to my videos. There's a new video up right now of me giving you guys another recap of Becky's book. There's a new video coming with the analysis of Seth freaking Rollins coming up that they're going to have early access to as well, and a plethora of other things that I'm going to be putting out. And for the subscribers, don't worry, you guys will have access to those videos very soon. If you want to continue to support my channel, please do. You can sign up to be a member and get early access to videos that I'm posting, and you can always purchase merch. Subscribers have a deep discount on merch, okay? So make sure you guys follow the channel, sign up, get merch, and of course, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe, and comment below. Let me know what you guys think of this video, and I'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe for more wrestling content. Check out our merch and consider becoming a member for exclusive perks, special emojis, and members-only content.